that you may heard the Gervonta Davis retirement thing maybe for the next year, and he told that he don't want to fight Shakur because it doesn't bring him anything. Do you think that you can make an offer that may persuade?
I mean, when he says it doesn't bring him anything, I mean, he fights a unification fight against one of the best fighters in the sport.
Saludos mi gente, estamos aquí con Eddie Hearn, presidente de Matchroom Boxing, en la conferencia de prensa entre Liam Paro y Richardson Hitchens. Eddie, I had the opportunity of taking a picture with you in Paris, and I told you that I was from here, from Puerto Rico. And you told me that you would like to come back here to Puerto Rico. Since when do you have in mind to come back here?
Obviously, we've been speaking to Javier Bustillo and the tourism department. They wanted to bring a big event here in December. It's not, of course, we have a brilliant main event, but the undercard for Puerto Rican boxing is fantastic. Christopher Diaz, of course, against Henry Lebron, Yanquiel Rivera, Stephanie Pinheiro, Willito Ortiz, so many great fights, Jose Roman, you know, so it's a brilliant card from top to bottom. And what I like is we do a lot of shows in Mexico. There's heritage in the sport. The fans understand boxing. They have a passion for boxing. And we saw that when we did the Matias fight, and we'll see it again on Saturday. So we would like to do 3 to 4 shows a year in Puerto Rico. We'll do this Saturday. And then hopefully in March, we'll have a big show here with Berlanga.
You're here, and this to me was a surprise because I didn't see like Liam Paro versus Richardson Hitchens here. It was strange. It was difficult to take that decision to bring that fight here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same time as in, you know, world time as the American market. So it doesn't really matter if this fight is in Miami or in Puerto Rico. For the international viewers in Australia and in America, it's just like watching an American show anyway. But because of the undercard here and because of the support we had from the tourism department, financially, it made sense to do this fight here. Also, it's a mandatory fight. So we're not going to Australia. We're not going to the East Coast. Like, it's neutral territory, and it's a really good fight. So financially, it made sense for us, and timing and everything. And, you know, Liam Paro had a great win here in Puerto Rico last time, so he's pleased to be back.
Yes, I think the situation with Cambosos and Teofimo, it's similar to the one with Richardson Hitchens and Liam Paro because he was the underdog and he got the title and he took a risky fight. Do you think this is a mindset thing with these Australian fighters that they just won the challenge?
As well, the Australian fighters have never really been spoiled. Do you know what I mean? They haven't had those big contracts coming through the professional ranks. So they're looking for opportunities. And like, there was no one who was actively saying, please let me fight Matias in Puerto Rico, apart from Liam Paro. And we offered him the fight. I didn't think he'd win. You know, I mean, Subriel would say to me, oh, your guy won. I said, no, we did a homecoming for you to win. And Liam tore up the script. And he deserves a lot of credit for that. And that's why he's one of the best fighters in the world. And now the confidence he brings. And what I love about it as well is, he said, I don't want a voluntary. Give me my mandatory. Get that out of the way. It's like no one really wants to fight Richardson Hitchens. So, you know, you have to respect Liam Paro. And it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, I think so too. Outside of that main event, which fight do you think that can steal the night? Because I've seen the card and you have some great fights there. What fight do you think will steal the show?
So for me, it's Henry Lebron against Pitufo, Christopher Diaz, great fight. Yanquiel Rivera, you know, against Gonzalez, is 2 Puerto Rican fighters, always in thrilling fights. You know, even Jose Roman against Jalil Hackett. I'm not so sure why he's taken that fight, Jalil Hackett, but good. You know, and then even like Willito in that fight there, you can hear from the crowd. People are excited about that fight. Stephanie Pinheiro in a great fight as well. I may even talk to the guys about trying to move the Willito fight onto the main card because it seems to have a lot of interest here. I mean, you know, maybe you know better than me, you know, but you know, so I think that there's a lot of good fights on the card, and the fighters and the fight fans are going to get value for money.
Yeah, I think so too, because I had the opportunity to speak with Willito in a long form interview, and he told me the story of how he get in touch with you guys, and I would like to know, is Matchroom actively looking? I know that you look in every market, but in Puerto Rico, are you scouting prospects to sign to get Matchroom here in Puerto Rico?
I think we've got a great base of Puerto Rican fighters. I mean, Henry Lebron, Yanquiel Rivera, Stephanie Pinheiro, Willito Ortiz, and there's many more as well. So I think we're just scouting globally. You know, we're not looking at a specific market saying, who can we sign from there? We're just, if they're good enough and if they've got a future that we believe they can go on and become a world champion, we would like to work with them. So, you know, that's where we're at. and I'm looking forward to seeing them perform on Saturday.
Of course, we're here in Puerto Rico, so there's just two last names that I had to get to you. First, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor 3. Is that a fight that's in the works? That's a possibility for next year?
Well, it's not in the works, but I think it's the obvious fight. You know, I mean, both girls deserve so much respect. I mean, they could fight 10 times and it would be a fight of the year every time, you know? So we know we're 2-0 up, and normally we'd say, oh, we're done to, but it's a huge fight. And obviously, you know, MVP delivered a huge audience on Netflix. Both girls have become superstars. So the next fight will be even bigger. And our role is to maximize the opportunities for Katie Taylor, you know, the earning potential. Both girls would earn a lot of money. It would be another fight of the year contender. And we also have the opportunity now, because of the viewership of the last fight, to maybe do that fight at Croke Park and be guaranteed 70 or 80,000. That would be an amazing moment for Katie and for women's sport. So we'll talk to MVP. I think if everyone's sensible, that should be the next fight, but we'll see what happens. And both girls, like I said, deserve a huge amount of credit for giving us 2 epic wars.
Of course. And lastly, I heard you speak on Edgar Berlanga,
Yes.
that maybe March he can come back here. How do you see his mentality going to this next fight? Because he's just got a big push in his career with the Canelo fight, obviously.
I mean, obviously he lost the Canelo fight, but he did very well. He was very brave. We knew it was a big step up, but we knew he'd be competitive. And I think the fans, particularly the Puerto Rican fans, liked his style. And, you know, he was very brave. He got knocked down. He came back. He was swinging away. And, you know, I think we can do a big show here with him. So we look to come back, and this Saturday will be really interesting to see how the Puerto Rican fighters get on, because LeBron could be in a big fight. Yanquiel could be in a world title fight. Pinheiro could be in a world title fight, you know, on an undercard in March. So, like I said, we want to get Saturday out of the way and then come back here in March with probably our biggest show yet.
Of course. And the last question, I know that you may heard the GERVONTA Davis retirement team maybe for the next year, and he told that he don't want to fight Shakur because it doesn't bring him anything. Do you think that you can make an offer that may persuade?
I mean, when he says it doesn't bring him anything, I mean, he fights a unification fight against one of the best fighters in the sport. So I think it brings him something. But, you know, look, everybody's got their own strategy and mindset. He seems to be already talking about therapy and retirement. And sometimes when you get money and like you change, or you want to change as a person, and what he's saying is if he changes and goes a bit softer, maybe he won't be the fighter that he is. So it's a good fight against Roach. I know people won't necessarily understand that it's a good fight, but it is a good fight. And, you know, for Shakur, we want to fight Schofield, Zepeda, and Tank. That's our 2025. Hopefully we can make it happen.
Of course.
Thank
Eddie,
you.
thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.